Hi guys, Allie here. This is yoga for the times when you're feeling numb or dissociated or really low energy, maybe even a state of functional freeze where your mind is racing, but you can't quite get motivated. I like to think of freeze mode or coming out of freeze rather as thawing the body. So it's a slow process. Gentle reminder that anything I offer here is just an offering. You can take it or leave it. Do what you feel is right for you in any given moment, even if you're not quite sure what that is. Just see if you can tune in to that inner guidance. So I invite you to find a comfortable seat. You can sit up on something. I'm sitting on a bolster, or you can sit in a chair, or you could sit right on the mat or right on the ground. We'll start with a tapping and naming practice to help wake up parts of our body. So I'll invite you first to bring your hands to the top of your head and gently tap the top of your head. And as you tap, say in your mind or out loud, top of the head. You could say it once or you could say it a couple times, top of the head. And then moving down to the forehead, repeating forehead. Temples, back of the head, ears, cheekbones, jaw, neck, collarbones, shoulders, top of the arms, elbows, lower arms, fingertips come to meet. Now move down to your chest. Notice how gentle or firm the pressure of your taps are. Slowly waking up the body. Rib cage, lower belly, thighs, knees, lower legs. And if you can reach them, feet. Otherwise, you could just wiggle your toes. Maybe both. All right, then when you're ready, come back to your seat and just notice. Notice any shifts in your body, in your mind. And if you still feel the same, that's okay too. All right, we'll start now with a little bit of movement through the arms. So I will guide the breath, but if you're one breath behind me or you don't want to link movement with breath, that's okay. All right. So inhale, we'll lift the hands. As we exhale, we drop them down. Inhale, lift. Notice how high they want to go. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You can stay with this movement or I'll offer another choice. Open the arms wide, inhale. As you exhale, palms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Stay with the first, the second option, or take a third option. Inhale, reach the arms up and out, overhead. Exhale, palms meet at heart center. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, palms meet at your heart. Continue on with one of those three options. You can always go back to one of the first ones if you change your mind. You might notice how the first two felt a little more linear, and this last one feels more circular and open. Make this your final round and then come back through to center whenever you are ready. Next, I'll invite you to slowly start to rub your hands on your thighs. Notice how firm you want that contact to be. Maybe you're pressing a little bit more into your thighs, maybe not. You might notice a little heat building. You can stay with this or bring your hands together. Slowly start to rub them, moving as slow or as fast as you like. Could start to speed it up. Maybe even go faster. Go at a pace that feels right for you. Notice if you feel any heat building. And then invitation to place your hands anywhere on your body where you might feel numb, or maybe there's tension, or maybe you just need a little love. For me, it's my left shoulder. Notice if you can feel any heat from your hands. Maybe it's a subtle warmth or even a tingling. Okay. Really nice. Let's meet on all fours in a tabletop position. And then just start to rock a little forward, back. Maybe coming all the way back to child's pose once or twice. Maybe leaning a little forward through the hips. And then we'll start to make our way back to a neutral spine, neutral tabletop, move into cat-cow. I'll invite you to take these slow and no pressure to find big movements here. You can keep the movements nice and small. On your next inhale, reach your heart forward, let your belly drop. Gaze might shift forward or up. And as you exhale, round your spine. Drop the head and the tailbone. Inhale, heart forward, gaze forward. Exhale, send your spine high, round and curl. Inhale, forward. And exhale, spine high. Make this your final cycle. And slowly come back through to neutral when you're ready. We'll thread the needle here. So we'll ground through the left hand. I like to come to a fist. Takes a little pressure off my wrist. As you inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, stacking the shoulders. Notice if you want to roll your wrist out here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the right arm underneath the body through the hole you've created and out from underneath you. Or underneath you, rather. Right shoulder comes to the mat. You can pop up to the left fingertips if you'd like. And if it feels better to keep your head lifted rather than dropping it down, you can. Notice how the breath feels. If it would feel supportive, you can take a breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Ground the left hand back to the mat. As you inhale, reach the right arm back to the sky. Listen carefully. Reach the right arm forward, then come back to child's pose. And slowly come back through to neutral. We'll take the other side. Ground the right hand underneath your shoulder. Reach the left arm to the sky. Option to roll the wrist out. And when you're ready, thread the needle. Left arm underneath the body, out to the other side. Again, you can keep your head lifted or drop the head down. You might pop up to the fingertips here. If it feels supportive to take a deeper breath, you can inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And release. Right hand to the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches to the sky. We'll do that again. So reach forward through the left fingertips and then take it back. Child's pose. Pause for a breath. And then slowly rise. We'll come into down dog next. So tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Notice if you might want to find a little bit of movement here, bending into the knees. You're welcome to stay in down dog, or you can drop to your knees. But when you're ready, let's come forward to a supported plank. And as you are ready, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes, ground through the feet, plant the hands underneath the shoulders, and gently lift the chest. Maybe only an inch, maybe a little bit more. On your next inhale, you might choose to lift a little higher. And as you exhale, let's all lower back down. Let's do that a couple times. As you inhale, lift the chest a little bit, maybe a little more. And as you exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. This time, inhale, press up to tabletop. And as you exhale, press back to downward facing dog. From down dog, shift your gaze forward. Either walk your feet forward or your hands back, coming into your forward fold. And then when you're ready, slowly rise up one vertebra at a time. Head comes up last. Sometimes when we rise to standing, we can feel a little dizzy. So see if you can find your equilibrium by feeling into the feet, feeling the ground underneath your body, maybe rocking a little forward, back, side to side. Let's take a moment to build on our mountain pose. So feet about hip distance apart. Again, you might rock a little forward, back, just feeling into the four corners of the feet. See if you can press down through the four corners. So the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and both edges of your heels. Put a little bend in the knees, and then engage your legs to straighten them without locking out the knee. Pelvic bowls at a neutral position, so not jetting forward or back. Lower belly pulls in and up as the ribs pull back and down. Lengthen your side bodies to lift your heart. Soften the shoulders down the back as the palms face gently forward. And then bring the ears so they stack over the shoulders. Maybe that means the jaw comes back a little bit. And then see if you can lengthen up through the crown of your head, top of your head. All right. We'll do a little chair pose, mountain pose flow here. So when you're ready, reach your arms up overhead. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend your knees, sit your hips low. Inhale here. As you exhale, relax your arms down, stand up tall, mountain pose. As you inhale, come back to chair, arms overhead. Exhale, back to mountain. One more time, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, back to mountain pose. And pause. You might take a supportive breath here in and out. Really nice. This time, as you inhale, come back to chair pose and we'll take a twist here. So bring your left arm forward and your right arm back. I'll turn so you can see me. Doesn't really matter how low your hips are here. But notice if that left hip jets forward, see if you can draw it back. Maybe shifting your gaze back. Maybe a little pulse in the legs. Exhale. As you inhale, arms come back overhead. As you exhale, stand tall, mountain pose. Let's try that on the other side. As you inhale, come back to chair pose. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward, finding your twist. Notice if you can feel any sensation in your legs here. Maybe a little heat. Maybe the gaze shifts back, maybe not. Exhale. As you inhale, come back to chair pose. As you exhale, stand tall, mountain. Really nice. Notice how the legs feel after that hold. Shake them out if you need to. Come back to mountain. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. As you exhale, bend the knees and bring your hips down to the ground. Bring your hands behind you, your feet a little forward, and then slowly recline all the way down to your back. We'll take bridge pose, but we'll add some breath to movement. And again, you can forget the breath and just allow the body to breathe itself, or you can breathe along with me. Bring the shoulders underneath you just a little bit so the chest is lifted. Feel free to watch me once first, and then you can join along when you're ready. On your next breath in, lift your hips and reach your arms overhead. And as you exhale, drop your hips and bring your arms back down by your sides. Inhale, lift the hips, arms overhead. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the arms by your sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. Pause for a moment. Feet can come wide. You can knock the knees together. Notice if it might feel nice to windshield wiper the knees, allowing them to fall to the right and then to the left. Maybe moving through that a couple times. Slowly come back to center. Bring your knees to your chest. Rock a little side to side. You can either rock forward and back, building momentum to come back to your seat, or you could roll onto your side. Gently press yourself up. Pause for a moment, noticing how you feel. And then we'll take a moment to set up for a seated figure four. So bring your hands behind you. Show you what this looks like. So behind you, kind of like this, or on your fists. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee. You could stay here, or maybe rock a little side to side. Notice if there's any sensation waking up in your right hip. One more breath here. And slowly release. Right foot down. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Again, you could stay still or find a little bit of movement, a little rocking. You might find a position where you feel a little more sensation and you want to hang out there. That's welcome. One more breath here in this pose. And slowly release. Now, option here, if you'd like to lay down and take your twist, you can. I will teach it from a seated position. So we'll start by extending our legs forward and then crossing the right ankle over the left knee, or it could even be on the inside of the knee. Right hand behind you, almost like a second spine. As you inhale, reach the left arm to the sky. As you exhale, catch your right thigh or your knee as you slowly twist to the right. Maybe the gaze shifts back over your shoulder. And deep breath in. As you exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. And slowly release. Option for a little counter twist to the opposite side. And then we'll switch it out. Left foot to the inner thigh or the outer thigh. Left hand behind you. Inhale, right arm reaches high. As you exhale, twist to the left. Maybe the gaze follows the left shoulder. Inhale to find a little length in your spine. Exhale, option to twist a little deeper. And slowly release, little counter twist. And slowly come back to center. We'll set up for our final rest. Pose where the practice comes together in integration. Now, if you're still feeling low energy or maybe a little dissociative, I recommend either sitting up or maybe leaning back. You could take a pillow, bring your hips right up against it, and then lean back. So the spine is elevated just a little bit. Another option would be to sit with your back against a wall, or you can curl on your side in a supported fetal position. Take a few moments to find a position that feels right for your body right now. You might notice any places in your body that feel a little more awake right now. Maybe there's even a flash of insight or motivation. Or maybe you feel tired or agitated. It's all welcome here. If you'd like to stay and rest, please do so. Take your time as you move away from this practice today. And as you move through the rest of your day, I invite you to get curious about how your body feels, about how your mind feels. Noticing any pockets where you might feel a little more awake or alert. As always, it's an honor and a privilege to guide you through this practice and to support your nervous system We'll end our time together with a simple thank you. Thank you.